We are starting the afternoon section with blockchain and crypto. Everybody talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum. I've been following Bitcoin for a long time. I'm one of the early adopters. Bitcoin this year was touched 73,000. It went down to 42,000, back at 63,000 now. So there is some people, if you talk to the bulls, they say it's going to 100,000 end of the year. Talk to the other side, they will say it's going back to 40,000. I want to know from the companies we selected today in this sector, what's happening. These companies are in crypto or also in blockchain. I'm going to introduce. Who's the first company? I'm going to introduce the first company today. That's WonderFi. It trades in Toronto Stock Exchange with the ticker WNDR. Dean Skurka is the CEO. WonderFi is a global leader in centralized and decentralized financial services and products. WonderFi owns, operates, incubates, and invests across the global digital asset ecosystem. Please welcome Dean Skurka, CEO.
Do I talk into that or this one?
I can just.
Okay. Hello, everybody. They've given me 10 minutes, so I better talk fast. So as mentioned, WonderFi is publicly traded on the Toronto Stock Exchange. We are headquartered here in Toronto, and we are a global leader in centralized and decentralized financial services and products. Today, we operate two primary brands, being BitBuy and CoinSquare. These are two of the biggest exchanges in the Canadian market. We are CIRO regulated, which is one of two registrations in the country. So we really lead with trust, transparency, and compliance. And our cryptocurrency exchanges are regulated in a similar manner to many traditional financial services firms in the country. More recently, we introduced WonderFi Labs, which is our innovation zone focused on developing the new products and services that will complement our existing product suite to a growing audience that exists within our ecosystems today and on-chain in a meaningful way moving forward. In terms of our story, we have been a consolidator in this space. Being one of the few publicly traded cryptocurrency companies in the country, we are in a really good position to consolidate some of the smaller players that exist. When you think about cryptocurrency exchanges, there's been a meaningful shift towards regulatory compliance, as evidenced by our CIRO registrations, which puts a pressure on smaller platforms in terms of resourcing and costs to actually remain compliant and hold those registrations. That represented an opportunity for WonderFi to be a consolidator. Over the last few years, we have consolidated 5 cryptocurrency trading platforms operating in the Canadian market, and the user base from Bitstamp, which is an international cryptocurrency trading platform, as they left the Canadian market due to the regulatory environment. More recently, in Q2 of this year, we announced an acquisition of a small Australian business that was the impetus for our international expansion efforts that we'll expand upon in a few minutes. Thinking about BitBuy and CoinSquare, all proprietary tech developed in-house, leveraging some of the best components of the companies we've acquired over the last few years. We offer over 1,000 trading pairs. We currently service 1.7 million Canadians, mostly retail, but also institutional, high net worth, corporate accounts as well. We offer staking services, which allow our users to earn interest or rewards off of some of their assets that they're holding on our platform long term. The two primary assets you can think of in terms of staking would be Ethereum and Solana. In terms of our overall volume profile, our platforms have generated over $18 billion of trading volumes lifetime. And as mentioned, we are one of two CIRO registered members in the country for cryptocurrency services. In terms of what we've accomplished and the scale that we represent, year to date, the first half of this year, we generated $30.5 million of revenue off of $1.8 million of transaction volume, 1.8 billion, excuse me. Our clients hold $1.35 billion of cash and crypto on our platforms, and we have over $80 million staked. In terms of the company's treasury, we hold $46.5 million of cash and crypto and have no debt on the balance sheet. We have successfully integrated 8 acquisitions over the last 2 years. The last year has really been focused on taking all of these acquisitions onto one tech stack under 2 brands, being BitBuy and CoinSquare. Both BitBuy and CoinSquare have serviced the Canadian markets for 8 to 10 years, respectively, and have significant brand value in the Canadian and global market for digital assets. The other acquisitions that we've completed, we have wound down those brands, migrated those users into BitBuy and CoinSquare, and have powered down the technology, maintaining some of the components that we liked into our tech stack today. Touch on regulation again, but we have always led with compliance, understanding that crypto is a very nuanced and new industry. We understand the importance of being regulatory compliant for our users and for our investors, and that has really shown in terms of the scale we've been able to create and the users we've been able to service over the last 10 years. As mentioned more recently, we've expanded into Australia and the Asia Pacific region, again leading with compliance. So we have our AusTrack license to service our Australian clients today, and we're speaking with ASIC about further registrations to maintain our presence in the country and to be able to introduce other products and services in the region. Perfect segue, going global. And so over the last 2 years, we've consolidated many platforms in the Canadian market, really reaffirming our market-leading position in the country, developing really strong products within that, and understandings of how to operate regulated cryptocurrency trading platforms. This is a perfect segue for us to expand our presence beyond the Canadian market. Australia is a perfect first market for us. There's clear and concise regulation, and there's strong adoption rates for cryptocurrency within the region. We think moving forward, as we continue to focus on growth and expansion efforts, expanding our offerings into new markets is something that we're focused on looking into 2025. Into Q4 and next year, you will see continued growth in terms of the user base, the volumes and the revenues that we're able to generate in Australia and the Asia Pacific region, which will really grow our profile beyond a Canadian-centric exchange and business. Looking ahead, we will focus on other jurisdictions globally that have similar regulatory clarity and adoption rates for digital assets to expand our presence beyond Canada and Australia and the Asia Pacific region. I touched on WonderFi Labs, and we think this is a really important segue for us to talk about what's next. We have a really strong presence within the centralized exchange offering within the crypto ecosystem, but more and more people are becoming more comfortable transacting on-chain. When you think about our exchange businesses today, people can buy and sell, let's say, Ethereum and Solana. They can keep them on our platforms. They can also withdraw them to a non-custodial wallet. Many of you may be familiar with MetaMask as an example. And from there, they're able to interact with on-chain applications. The user experience for on-chain applications continues to improve, which is driving people on-chain at an increasing rate. As you can see here, the percentage of trading volume that decentralized exchanges have compared to the overall trading volume within the industry is growing rapidly. And so for us to introduce a WonderFi wallet and layer 2 solution will really allow us to keep our client assets today within our ecosystem as they become more and more comfortable interacting on chain. We think this represents a really strong opportunity for WonderFi to diversify our product offerings while focusing on the user base and the asset base that we have as a way to bootstrap the success with these products. When you think about a WonderFi layer 2, we look to build out an ecosystem that has all of the core functions that people are looking for on chain, whether that's decentralized exchanges like we just mentioned, or borrow and lend protocols, margin trading, tokenized offerings, whether it's stocks or other real-world assets. And with the wallet, that will be the gateway to our L2 and to others. These are really complementary products and services to the ones we offer today and will allow us to remain competitive in continuing to service Canadians and a global audience within the digital asset ecosystem. Quick metrics on just some of the opportunities that we think. These are some of the more recent layer 2s. Some of you may be familiar. Coinbase recently launched one called Base. They're expected to generate about $45 million of revenue off of that product in its first year. We think that the L2 represents a meaningful opportunity for future-looking revenue growth for WonderFi, and we're really excited to build up that ecosystem with our current team and our future partners as we grow the ecosystem. In terms of the wallet, I mentioned MetaMask. They generate roughly $300 million of revenue a year, really strong product, and we expect to generate real revenue and real growth off of the wallet product itself within the ecosystem. And so looking ahead, when you think about WonderFi, you think about the core foundation that we've built with the exchange business in Canada, where we service about 30 to 35% of the market today and expect to continue to grow that moving forward. We obviously have our international expansion plans, beginning with Australia, the Asia Pacific region, and then looking forward, other jurisdictions that have clear and concise regulation and adoption for cryptocurrencies. And then, of course, everything we're building with the L2 and everything that we're focusing on through the labs department for future services and products within the ecosystem. In terms of the cap structure, as I mentioned, we've acquired 8 companies over the last 2.5 years. So we've primarily done so through issuing stock. We have RSUs, options, warrants, as you can see here. And in terms of our trading volume, we've been focused on building up the awareness for WonderFi. Really, the story has evolved meaningfully in a meaningful way over the last 1.5 years. Really, just giving people a refresher on the story itself and who WonderFi is today and how we've evolved the business through our consolidation efforts. As mentioned earlier, we have over $46 million of cash and crypto on the balance sheet, no debt, and additional $10 million of investments. Today, we have research coverage from H.C. Wainwright in the US, Haywood and A Capital in Canada, and actively working on additional research coverage from many of the people here today. In terms of the leadership team, one of the benefits of acquiring this many companies is being able to cherry pick the best of the best across all of them. And so we've really been able to build out a really strong leadership team that has proven experience within the crypto industry. Many of these guys are first movers in terms of regulation and operating trading platforms within the segment. And we think this is a really strong team that will allow us to continue to grow our presence in Canada and expand internationally moving forward. Summarizing it, we think WonderFi is strategically placed to capture both market and wallet share through ongoing innovation within the digital asset space. And as the industry continues to evolve through ETFs and continued adoption, we think that a lot of the risk associated with the industry has been mitigated. And looking ahead, we expect a real, few years of real growth within the industry as the ETFs continue to get inflows, as people become more comfortable with the asset class. And we believe WonderFi is incredibly well positioned to continue to grow within that. Thank you. Any questions? Oh, one. Great.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Just a quick question for you. For example, if you trade your cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other coins, how long is it going to take for us to transfer money into the platform, and how long is it going to take to hold the currency to be transferred out to the self-owned custodian like cold wallet? And do you have the second question? Do you have the platforms to to do the staging that you can staking while you can still hold your own custodians? Thank you.
Yeah, so thinking about the Canadian market, the primary deposit method at the retail level would be an Interact e-transfer. We work with really great partners that have automated a lot of these processes. And so if you send us an e-transfer, it'll likely be deposited within 5 to 10 minutes into your account with BitBuy or CoinSquare. You're able to buy and sell digital currencies in real time. In terms of staking, you would have to maintain your assets on our platform, but we stake the assets on behalf of the clients directly out of cold storage. And so what that allows for is just heightened security and protection over those assets. In terms of withdrawing money off the platform, similarly speaking, if it's in denominations of 10,000 or lower, we will send out an e-transfer. And again, that will be received into your bank account over the course of 5 to 10 minutes. For larger denominations, we will accept bank wires. Those are a little hard to predict in terms of timing. There's an element that involves your bank and them releasing it on time, but those typically land within less than a day.
Well, thank you very much. You just missed one information. How long is it going to take from currency, coin to coin, from Bitcoin to Bitcoin? How long is it going to take for withdrawal?
You mean from withdrawing it from our platform to the network?
That's
so
right.
That obviously has to do somewhat with block times, but we release it immediately. So you submit a withdrawal, it's sent out, and then from there it's subject to the various block in the networks and how congested they are at that moment. But we send it out in real time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. I think this, oh, no. Yeah. I thought he had a question. He's just holding the mic. All right, thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Oh, no, sorry, one more question. Yeah.
Just a quick question.
I-
Which platform accept cryptocurrency as a form of transaction? Because we know we can't go to a grocery store, we can't really use it. Like, how is it used? Like, if you
Yeah, so today, when you think of Bitcoin and Ethereum, I'd primarily think of it as, an investment, similar to how you would buy and hold a stock. So I really wouldn't think about Bitcoin or Ethereum in terms of where can I use it. You're really betting on a more digitized financial system moving forward, and you're betting on some component of that involving, the blockchain or maybe Ethereum or Bitcoin more specifically. In terms of payments, you look at US dollar stablecoins, today there'd be over $150 billion in circulation, and so that's digital US dollars. Those would be primarily used for, payments and for settling trade internationally. But, Bitcoin and Ethereum itself are not primarily used for payment purposes, if that answers your question.
So basically, what type of companies accept Bitcoin as payments or like transactional, like?
I don't think there's too many. There'll be a handful of companies out there that accept Bitcoin or Ethereum as payment. What you will continue to see, though, is a growing number of companies accepting US dollar stablecoins as payment, and that would leverage, in this case, the blockchain and digital dollars to transact, whether it's internationally across borders, whether it's over the weekends or sometime late at night when your banks are closed. There's or in some cases much cheaper than an international wire or using your bank. So there's many reasons why stablecoins have effectively replaced the need for Bitcoin or Ethereum as a form of payment.
Thank you.
Question myself. Do you have a plan for issuing cards for payment with crypto? Because Canadian market is not really doesn't have a lot of options to pay with crypto, like Visa or MasterCard. Do you have a plan on integrating with those companies to issue a card?
Yeah, we're looking at ways that we could issue either a debit card, which would be a little bit easier, or a credit card that either allows for Bitcoin or Ethereum or crypto rewards, as an example. We're speaking to credit card providers about allowing our users to pay off their balances using crypto. We could then facilitate the conversion to dollars on their behalf. So we're looking at, when we think about our business in Canada, we have 1.7 million Canadian accounts. Most of them are younger. Most of them are generating wealth for the first time. We see a really strong opportunity to continue to service those clients with additional products and services, whether it's cards or other tools to allow them to manage their wealth as they continue to generate wealth moving forward.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, everybody.
Before I invite the next company, I would like to inform, please scan your agenda from the card, meet the ArcStone-Kingswood team, meet the presenting companies and the featured companies, and try to set up one-on-one meeting. Veronica is here. You can scan and set up the meeting, or you can contact her and she will help you set up the meeting. It's important for you to meet these companies, understand what they do. I request, if you're interested, please do that. And I would like to thank all the sponsors. This idea of putting this conference came to us in June. We thought we'll do a small conference of 100 people. Then Mike said, no, let's go big. And we had almost 600 people registered. So thank you for the sponsors. Thank you, the team. Thank you very much.